G'day, today we're going to have a look at the daily challenge. I thought this one might be a bit fun. It is on Munich, which is definitely the hardest level, at least for me. And just for a change, maybe we'll do this one on dark mode, just to see how that looks. So, what we're doing here is we start with 2 bridges, no more are offered, and this is definitely a bridge heavy level. And buildings can appear directly adjacent to destinations, which can always be a little bit of fun. Alright, so obviously first off what we're going to do is start with these two guys connected together. It's really going to be where these houses do just sort of set up near the destinations. That'll probably be whether we make or break this one. I don't do too many of the dailies, but I think that realizing now, since I've generally, anytime I have played them, I've only played them the once, realizing now that you do only get to submit the one score actually does seem pretty fun. For a way to approach the leaderboards. So I thought, yeah, why not? Let's see what we can do with this. Alright, so we'll aim to keep them separated if we can. Obviously the reduced bridges will make that trickier, but since we won't get off at bridges, I'd imagine that means that we can have more motorways up for grabs, and we can use that to cross the river a bit. And we also probably want to block out this island down here, because we won't really be able to get off it. There definitely won't be any destinations on it, just houses. Sped things up, yep, good. Okay, so we'll take some we'll go roundabout to start with, since we're so early in the game. There is enough room for a warehouse in there, so I might just build a connection just to discourage it. If one did land in there, it'd be a weird spot. I can't imagine it's possible. Something about the algorithm I feel would say that it can't just have a block of guys that much in a row. But just to give myself a little bit extra comfort, since we've got a fair bit of road at the moment, we might just do that. Okay, so firstly, what we've got to do either way is get this guy coming around the top. So let's maybe just connect him. So I suppose we could go roundabout in there. Just have them connect like that. It still means that we can use all of this space. Okay, so let's have a look. So that's flush against the edge. So we can't really get the red guys to go around it at this point. Think about what we can do. Here we go. Okay, so let's pause for a second. Let's run them up, down, and around. And consider whether these two guys can use the bridge. We may as well for now. Yeah, I guess what we're hoping for is really get some red houses down here. If that happens, then great. If that happens, we're questionable. I can't even get him. He's stuck needing his own bridge, really, no matter what. At this point, so let's undo all of this. Let purple appropriate that road for that to connect. We can join these guys here. We can put a roundabout in there. And head off that way. That head that way. We can have him join there. Have that bridge come back, so now they can connect there. That guy's definitely in a tough spot, because yeah, there's there's no way he can get out without having to be a bridge. So even if we had another purple warehouse right here or anything, he is going to need his own individual piece forever. These guys are loving sharing roads. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of all of that, and we'll just let this guy enjoy the motorway. And we'll consider whether we need to divide these up, or if they're going to be happy to just sort of share long term. Luckily, this is definitely enough for this guy to be fine for now, so this warehouse isn't actually using this or affecting this at all. This guy here is hopefully just doing work on this one, so he's out of it a little bit. I mean, you can still see there are cars that travel back and forth that way. Again, I don't even think we need that. I mean, I can just use that one house and we can pivot these guys back and forth if they need it. So we will try and keep these two separated. It's really going to depend on where we get more red or blue houses and on what we want to do here. Okay, so he's going to need more attention. All of these red houses are just coming through this one point. Now we do have a bridge that we could sling up here, but this guy would still have to cross across this path at the moment to get attention. Pause for a second, so nothing else can get built in the way. Just have the longest little journey over to that one house. 3 houses. If anything, we should really try and pivot them to be a bit more direct that way. What we'll do is we'll just get rid of that bridge so that once this car here comes back, we can redesign that. But definitely they're entitled to the next motorway we get. There it is anyway, so let's... across like that, get rid of all of that. Get him to help there. This guy's connecting in. Now. Great. Okay, so this guy here, I think means that we can get rid of that. No longer required. But I also think we could do... Just pause for a second and sort this one out. And we'll give that two houses, and that can have 3 for now. What we can also do is get rid of this, connect that like that, and then have a bridge come out, be more angled, come out and up, roundabout in here. Right where it is, there, and then down this side. Shorten that, so we'll go that. Down, down, down. Okay. Let's strand that one red, but then we can fix that by bringing him. We'll keep that little set of lights there, because hopefully it should just make them a tiny bit more efficient. Send him back that way. Definitely the motorway. They're the ones that are keeping us afloat at the moment. But I don't think we necessarily need to jump straight away on using him. Let's go these two guys. There. What a mess I've made that, so let's go. Okay, so let's pause for a second. So these three houses here should now be able to take care of that, so we can get rid of these two off that connection. We do have the extra motorway at the moment, so we will just do a quick solve for this one. Send those three down there. Using both of our bridges, so any across. Oh, pause for a second too. Let's get rid of that. I don't think the amount of road I use is going to matter too much at the moment, so we can clean that up later if need be. Okay. Take the traffic lights. Now what we want to do is swap those two guys around to the back. And what I reckon we also want to do is just drag him up, because we've now got these guys so much higher. With that one square there too. And what we'll do is see if we can roundabout in there. Lovely, let's move that to there. Have the two of them divide up. With this guy here, definitely don't need 4 on that, so we'll give him to give him back actually. What I don't like doing is he's by far the closest person to this, so I don't want to take away this guy's best house to just give this guy a third one, so we may as well give one that's pretty far back for him that he's not going to use it as this guy's sort of third back option. Okay. Now, what we'll do with that change is we'll give... Hang on. Oh, I'm thinking fast now. Okay. Make sure that guy's got 3. So he's got 3, he's got 3. We'll give him 4 because he's now circular. He's now got 5. He's now got 6. We can have him. So that's 5 for him, 4 for him, 3 for him. This guy's now gone circular as well, so I'll take the roundabout. I certainly want to move this out of the way a bit so I can see what's going on in this section. Now, I've only got 4 houses looking after this guy, so I want to make sure he's alright. And then we've got this set of houses that are all looking after them. Okay, so they're really comfortable getting close with everyone. These warehouses in this one. So there's no direct way I can get to that with these guys. I'd have to cross somewhere. So what we'll do, we will just extend them to the end of this. We'll just make it these 2 guys. Ugh. Those 2 guys to work for him. Those 3 guys. Yeah, these very long motorways are making it tricky to see how all these guys underneath are doing. Certainly I'm starting to get a little neighborhood down here of guys that might be able to help out with this guy. I mean, you can see these cars here aren't moving, so it's not extremely strained yet. Surely it's only a matter of time. Alright, so let's take the motorway. Now, he's gone circular, so we certainly want to give him another option. And we will now pause here. Send these guys up like that. In fact, let's turn them around. We can include him as well. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Put that motorway from there. Here. I suppose the eye we want to keep on this, great, perfect, exactly what we need. Just want a few more houses looking after this guy. Shift him across that way so they don't slide so much going into that corner. You can see this is starting to get away from us. Don't have an option. With the exception of connecting these guys here and then across, really. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can chuck a roundabout here. Just get him to take that support. This guy, both of these guys are our problem at the moment, I think. This guy's doing really well, so I could attach these to him and then move them across, but I don't want to jeopardize how well this guy's performing, but I also don't want to lose, so beautiful, there's the motorway we need. So what we'll do is we will create an outcrop here, outcrop there, use this little motorway to hop that, and then we'll give them a traffic light as well. And the other thing that we actually can do, have these two guys sneak all the way up there. And I think for now what we'll try is just loop this guy around here. Let him just try and take care of that guy. He's blocked off, that's a shame. Now the thing I don't want really is these two guys here going and helping out at the top. So possibly what I need to do is block. Yeah, let's cut that off. And instead maybe let's do that. Okay, another pink. We do have plenty of pink connecting onto this highway, so we will shift this maybe. And chuck some lights there. These three guys up here, but I'm not sure there's any use for them. We could sort of send them across the top here to look after. Because we could look after this guy. Set of lights in there. And the other thing is we could move them over to here and then stop this group of houses having to look after both lots. But yeah, the problem is that now that's just suddenly moved. You can see I've just created myself a nice little jam that is going to take a second to correct. And while it does, all of those cars, all these two are going to panic. So hopefully they can fix it quick enough, which it looks like they have, and it should mean that in the future that roadblock it just had won't occur again. Okay, now we've ended up with a lot of cars, a lot of houses at the top here, so I'm gonna shift these guys across to look after him, just because I think that they were causing more harm than good in the congestion they were creating up there. Even though these guys now all aren't at home, I hope that they will now start to move a little bit more efficiently. Here's obviously not coping too well. So what we'll do is, we've only got the one house down the bottom, so we'll just give him some support. Use the motorway we haven't yet used. Swing him down there. Alright, lovely. So we can probably turn at least one of those guys around. Oh, there we go. Great. Take the traffic lights. We'll get rid of that. And we can turn these two guys around, thank them for their brief service, because we've now got 3 houses down there to look after it. Probably also get rid of that little connection we had there. Now we've got blue over here. So, what do we want to do? Do we want to send blue to the top, or should we send blue in to connect here? Now, I probably should have grabbed that roundabout in that last wave to have changed this into a roundabout. What we'll do just for now is we'll swing these guys up, and this is a clunky little neighborhood that I've got down the bottom here that are now having to look after a circular one. So, I mean, I could give them the highway and then let all of these blues swing over to this point here. Let's do that. It's going to be a good spot. Probably just send them up one just to... Pretty messy little connection of all those blues, but it's more just a little thing. I suppose we can give them a roundabout to try and give that a bit more efficiency. What we can do is just put them to the connection 2. Still, red is very much a problem here. Guy's in a really weird little spot there. Okay, so another motorway. We're gonna have to get, I guess, at least these 3 houses somewhere, but they're not gonna be that generous. Okay, so anywhere in here that we can get one. Doesn't look like it. Yeah. These blues are starting to have an issue as well. Is there any way... Okay. Let's try and get a roundabout back in here. There's a round... I just wonder if it doesn't like a roundabout, it'd be just because there is a set of traffic lights there. Let me just try getting rid of that. Yeah, cool. Could have been the same thing down here. Okay, so we've now got that set of lights there. What we could do is shift that from there to here. Inject 3 more guys into this. We then need these 3 blues to connect over here. Which means that these 4 reds are all connected in here as well. I think what we should do is then at this point here, Connect them up there. Now, this red house here is a weird little pain. It's going to exist with that. Let's maybe go without the traffic light to start with. Let's see if this plays out at all. The problem I have is the idea that these houses down here are going to go try and help out up here. That's where this could get real chaotic. More so than this sort of road here already is. This purple here's starting to struggle as well. There's a purple house sitting there that we can move across. Yeah. This guy here doesn't have a problem, so I could also try shifting this guy up and around. But just leave him as is for now. Now this guy's doing bad, but you can see, again, we just opened up a whole bunch of blue houses to him, so he's and this guy are both currently just embracing that surge. There's a lot of weight going through that roundabout, but basically at the moment all we can do is just sort of embrace the squeeze. Okay, and then we've got another guy up here. So these blues here are already at max capacity. It's almost blues down here that are not feeling the extreme squeeze of everything currently going on. So is there anyone that's okay? I suppose that's the question we'll try and work out first. We've only got the 5 motorways. Pink's using 2 for that, Pink's using 2 for that, so there's definitely a nice separation. I think that what we have to do is take this motorway from here. Put it here. Connect that there, and then send this end to here. So that... Yeah, no, I might be wrong with that. No, that's wrong, because what we don't want is blue having to cut through that roundabout just for the sake of going through the roundabout. So, at the moment we're going to say those 3 houses need to go look after that. All of these whites, they currently just lost their gig. We're going to connect you around that just so we can have it already set up. Like that. So that you're just going to have to pass through that roundabout. It's a mess right there. An absolute mess. And I think they're just too log jammed to even sort of park in that parking lot. Yeah, that red house there was a pain. Oh well, not too bad. Let's go back to the menu there and have a look to see how we did on the leaderboard. 61. Too bad. We can certainly take that. 1,000 off being in the top 10. I'm still yet to have ever hit a 3,000 score, I think, on any version of Munich. So again, that's I'm pretty happy with that one. But yeah, till next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.